But for right now, let's get to our main event. It's CM Punk. It's Drew McIntyre. All right, let me just say that when this went down, when I was watching Money in the Bank and I saw Drew come in confidently, hand in the briefcase, like, all right, I'm in, I'm going to win this right now. I didn't think CM Punk was going to be involved. Like, I kind of wasn't expecting that. I wasn't looking for it. You know, he was supposedly out injured from this attack that Drew McIntyre, bludgeoned him at off camera on a SmackDown a couple weeks back, a scene that was really cool. But he was out since then, so we haven't seen him. So people assumed he would have been injured. He's also injured in reality, in real life, so we didn't think that, you know, we would get anything physical from him, really. But as Drew McIntyre cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase that he literally just won on the same day and entered a triple threat match with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, where they were both down and out. And then CM Punk came in, and I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. I thought they might let Drew McIntyre win the title there so that Punk and McIntyre could fight for the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam and make it, you know, something heavy, or something worth something with the World Heavyweight title involved. But you know what? I guess looking back on it, it's true. They don't really need the World Heavyweight title involved. This is a good feud regardless. And this was freaking great. But all right, let's also included in this angle, I will mention, and you mentioned this to me in the morning because I didn't know this happened, but on the post show, Drew McIntyre went nuts and was looking for CM Punk, and he went to the what were they have, like a little post match booth or something outside?
Yeah, like a booth. Yeah, where they just like Wade Barrett, Big E, and
yes,
I forgot the lady's name. But anyways, you know, sure somebody.
Yeah, so Drew McIntyre was there, and he was like screaming at the camera, telling Punk, "I know you're in the building. I know you're in the building. Get out here!" And then people were trying to get a control of him, get him to calm down, referees specifically. And then Adam Pearce, the general manager of Raw, came out. He elbowed him in the face. Yes. And that's when it really got serious because Wade Barrett, the former wrestler who's the commentator now, like he grabbed him and said, "Hey man, you got to stop this. You're going to lose your career and everything. You're never going to get to Punk if you." So that was really amazing and realistic looking. They took it very, very seriously, very cool. That's a two thumbs up for me. Okay, both of those are 2 thumbs up. I mean, the whole angle, I'll just consider that whole thing one angle, the match and the post-match or whatever. So I'm going to give this a 2 thumbs up, easy, as my review for this. If you want our complete review of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, I will start posting that starting tomorrow. So watch out for that on our YouTube community posts. But for the CM Punk stuff and the Drew McIntyre stuff during the match, during the World Heavyweight title match, and for the post-match, such good wrestling. Such good wrestling. Yes. But yes, let's hear your thoughts on this. Let's get your thumbs ups. How many thumbs up? Because I know it's a thumbs up. And then let's hear your thoughts.
It's definitely a thumbs up. I'm probably going towards 2. My only slight criticism is, okay, so if Drew won the Money in the Bank, I've never kind of understood why. Like, I know it worked one time where Seth Rollins cashed in the middle of a match, like at WrestleMania, with Lesnar and Roman. I don't particularly understand that. Like, wouldn't you wait until both, like, one guy is, like, the winner, let's say, like, the winner is down and he just had his match? Like, why come in during a triple, like, and make it a triple threat match? I didn't particularly like that element of it, you know, for it to make complete sense to me in my head.
If you see 2 guys who are laying there dead, just walk in and join the match and pin one of them. I mean, it looked like it was a good spot. From what I saw, they were both literally down and out, half dead. He was coming in fresh and not injured at all, and he was getting ready to finish it off. And then he struggled right when he entered the match. He didn't really even. It looked like it was going to be a battle still. And then CM Punk came in, and okay, so I get that. How about the fact I heard some criticism that this wastes the briefcase because, you know, usually it's very exciting to have a year worth of someone which to me is kind of annoying. I think this was perfect. I think
I personally don't like Money in the Bank as it is. Like, I know some people like, well, it's a good way to get people over or get them kind of on the map, give them a run with the title. But, I mean, I don't think – I've never liked it. I mean, for example, like, what has it really done for a lot of these guys that win it? And like win the belt and then like they lose it, like some of them lose it the next month, lose because they're not really made or they're not really supposed to be the champions. Like some of it really doesn't make a lot of sense. Like Damian Priest I like, but I don't think he's really had obviously his run has been overshadowed by the fact that he's had to have matches with Drew McIntyre, now Seth Rollins, guys that are kind of semi-involved in this whole CM Punk thing. So nobody's really cares that he's the champion. So I don't think it even matters that he's champion or anything like that. So I would say, good, get rid of the briefcase. It's kind of worthless to me. It's one of my least favorite things that they do is somebody being able to cash in whatever a chance to win the title at any point, anytime. I've never really liked that whole idea. I know they've been doing it for the last more than a decade at least, right? But I've never really enjoyed it. It's like one of my least favorite things that they have going. I mean, it kind of cheapens your title. So I'm okay with that aspect. My only thing was just the slight logic of cashing in the same night you won it when you during a triple and kind of making it a triple threat match. I don't know. I'm not really crazy on that. As far as CM Punk interfering, I mean, obviously I knew that was going to happen. Why? Because he's not going to let him win the title after he just beat his ass in his hometown. He left him laying in front of his home crowd.
As long as he was not incapacitated in the hospital, he was going to get involved in this.
Talking about his wife, his dog, the only two things he really cares about. Punk only cares about three things, okay? He cares about, four things. He cares about his wife, he cares about his dog, he cares about his money, and I think he cares about wrestling. So those four things. Other than that, I don't think he cares about anything else. So the fact that he's talking about his dog and his wife consistently and took that bracelet that has their names on it and whatnot was a big thing. But this feud is tremendous. This feud is definitely I'll give it 2 thumbs up despite my slight criticism of him cashing in because it's still so amazing. And then the post show, oh my God, perfect. Like almost perfection. Like I couldn't write it any better myself. I couldn't come up with anything better myself. This is as great as a feud as you could have, as they would have in the Attitude Era and when WCW was going hot. Like I'm kind of comparing this to kind of like a Bret Hart, Steve Austin feud, Randy Savage, DDP feud in the 97. If people remember that one. Some of us old heads that watched wrestling in the 90s specifically. That's what it reminds me of. It's got so much freaking heat. It's amazing. This is great stuff across the board. Tremendous. And they haven't even had a match. And I keep saying that they haven't even had a match, but the feud is red hot. Red hot.
Oh, so far, I was telling you, I think this is one of the best feuds I've ever seen in wrestling, ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yes.
It is it's on
par with anything. It's on par with anything I've ever seen. I agree.
That's crazy. Think about it in 2024, and the fact that we weren't even sure if we were going to get CM Punk returning to WWE, and they found the perfect feud for him. It's good that it keeps him away from the title. Because, they got other people who they want to be champion. CM Punk might be champion again someday. But for right now, this is so freaking perfect. So, yes. It can only go down from here because it's been freaking perfect. But I have a feeling that it could stay this good. Because these two guys are just so good. Because CM Punk is so smart as a wrestler. And Drew McIntyre also has been so freaking one thing I wanted to compliment him on is you know how they usually say you can tell if someone's gonna lose or drop the title by the way they come out.
Oh yeah.
So the way
what do they call it? Job face or something?
Yeah, the way he came out though to cash in that Money in the Bank, I was like,
confident.
He's gonna win this for sure. Like, what an actor! I was like, this guy. I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna give him the title here. The way he was like so simply handing it over, like, okay, so he's just gonna get a claymore and a pin here and win this match. So the fact that he knew all this was going to happen and he walked out there with a straight face was so good. So yeah, these two guys are really good, and I can't wait to see what happens in this feud.
But the thing with that is sometimes you know that you're a part of something so good. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if they realize how good it is, but you would think they know that it's good. Like, it doesn't really even matter that if the title's. I mean, this is the angle that a lot of people are talking about. Like, this is a hot angle. I've not heard anyone say anything. I mean, I don't know. I don't read a lot of stuff on the wrestling websites or other podcasts too much, but I've never heard anyone say anything bad about this angle. I think so far, from what I've heard,
the only thing I saw today was the fact that some people are upset that they're not going to see the Money in the Bank cash in for a year.
Cares?
Well, they got Tiffany Stratton for that. They can They can watch.
Stop it. Cry me a river. Yes, that's a little that adds to the CM Punk stuff.
All right, well, let's talk about these are separate angles. I would consider these separate angles, but they are offshoots of this angle. They were involved in this match. Let's start with Damian Priest. So let's talk about the consequences of Damian Priest. You know, he remained champion of this. Like, it was kind of like a side thing. You know, Seth. It was more like Seth was pissed off that he wasn't involved in this decision, and we'll talk about Seth in a second. And then Drew was pissed off. And then there was also Damian, who was still the world champion somehow. So Damian's been involved in this whole angle with the rest of Judgment Day, specifically Finn Balor. And there's been drama with them about, you know, there's always been drama about Judgment Day, about them breaking up or having issues. And here was another one where Damian, if he put his spot in Judgment Day on the line for some reason in this match, and he didn't want Finn to get involved, right? So Finn was like pissed off at him because they were arguing about the whole Liv Morgan thing, and then on Monday, this past Monday, and then that led to them arguing about, you know, their place in Judgment Day and Damian not wanting Finn's help for this match, and even though he's putting his spot in Judgment Day on the line. Okay, so they have all this storyline that they're doing for the Judgment Day. Also, I guess I will mention that he didn't kick out on that one 3 count.
Yes.
Which we're not sure.
That has been discussed. That's true.
Yeah, so some people are saying that's not completely his fault, but whether it's his fault or not, you know, I don't know. But okay, so he's still the champion, though. You did mention during your whole diatribe about the Money in the Bank briefcase that you don't think he is completely a deserving champion. And okay, so let me get some thoughts from you on just the angle with him and Finn having issues.
Yeah.
So that happened at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. You know, they had that moment where he asked Finn not to get involved, and Finn looked at him and give him a you know, kind of like a stern, whatever you want, you know, okay. Yeah. But it looked like he was
something like, he said something like, you're the boss or something like that.
Yeah, it's ominous. This is basic wrestling tease, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm gonna give that a thumbs up just because I kind of like it, and I like the dynamic of, you know, Judgment Day isn't supposed to have a leader. Since the beginning they talked about how they're all equal. But Damian has been acting like he's the leader because he's the world champion and stuff, and Finn's obviously a little jealous of that. So, which is what Seth Rollins told him on Monday. So, okay, can I get a review from you about the angle, and then whatever comments you want to make about Damian and Finn and Judgment Day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of this whole thing because they've teased it previously, like the breakup, and I previously said as well that I don't like this group, and I actually hope for Priest's sake that he does leave the group and as fast as possible, because it's not actually only hindering him at this point. And the faster they can set up a feud with him and Finn or whoever he has to fight, most likely Finn, to kind of get himself clear of this group would be the best thing going for him in the future, if he wants to be kind of a main event talent. Because being in this group it's not doing nothing for him. It's being involved in this kind of those backstage cringy segments that they have in their clubhouse. Those are really bad segments.
And him scolding Dom about, you know, being Liv. And
yeah. all that stuff is stupid, man. It's not very good, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. Their backstage segments really kill Raw a lot of the times for me. So, I mean, if you want me to review it, I mean, I'll give it like Orange Cassidy again, thumbs up, because it's not like the worst thing, but it's definitely not the best either. Oh, sorry.
Half a thumbs up again for the Judgment Day drama at Money in the Bank. Well, I was a little surprised that I thought Finn was going to get involved. Well, before the whole CM Punk thing that happened with Drew McIntyre, I thought the original thing that was going to happen was that Finn was going to get involved in this match because, hey, he was just going to make an executive decision as a member of Judgment Day.
And what, he was going to end up costing Priest somehow?
No, I thought he was going to come try to help him despite Priest saying, I don't want your help, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I thought. I thought he was going to get involved and defy orders or defy the agreement that he made.
Mm.
And instead, the match passed and nothing happened. But there was a lot of other drama, so obviously they didn't want to clutter it, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but I was
been overbooked at that point, yeah.
Yeah, but heading into the match, I was thinking that that's what was going to be the run-in was going to be Finn Balor because he was involved with them in the promo on Monday and everything, which, you know, I like this stuff. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I'm giving the Judgment Day drama a thumbs up, and I'm kind of not with you, man. I kind of like the Judgment Day. I think I want them to ride this drama, and I want them to come out the other side and say, you know what? After all we've been through, we're still together. We're still a team. We're still a family. I think that's what it's going to be. I think
you're still having some sort of PTSD when the original NWO broke up. Maybe you just want groups to stick together and stay a family. Baby. I think
they're a cool looking group. I mean, with Rhea and Damian are really cool looking. And, you know, Dom is pretty funny that every girl for some reason wants him. You know, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
and Finn I just like Finn Balor. I like how he talks and everything, and I think he's a good character. JD, to me, JD and Carlito or whatever, but I don't mind Judgment Day like you. And I don't think it holds Damian Priest back. I don't know. I mean, I think the whole... And then the 3 count...
I disagree with that. But yes, I'll continue.
That's all I had to say about that. But I will talk about that 3 count that he didn't kick out and it looked awful. But from what I heard, Drew McIntyre's music was supposed to hit, and the referee was supposed to look up and go, oh. And so I guess that's why he just stayed there. But,
I see. So it was supposed to be... So it wasn't really all his fault. I said, well, that makes some sense. Then in that case, it's not his fault. It was just they had to mess up with the timing, I guess.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's really interesting, too, because the old Vince McMahon rule was that if somebody messes up, just count the 3, and we'll book it later. We'll change the booking. But if you counted the 3, then they wouldn't have had the chance for Drew McIntyre to cash in and CM Punk. So that referee made like a crazy decision in that one split second to not count that 3 and let the match continue. So
right. Then they couldn't have gone. I don't think they could have gone forward with the CM Punk part of the angle and the Drew's part of the angle in that case, right?
So I guess I'm not really saying that Damian should get all the blame for that. Although it was
I didn't hear that. But if that's true, then it's not his fault. No.
Yeah, but other than that, about Damian and his performance overall, I think he's been good. I think he's been good at showing up and on his promos acting like he belongs, and you know.
Sometimes.
So that's all I got to say about that. Okay, and then the other offshoot of this was the Seth Rollins thing, because for some reason he had a stipulation. He agreed to a stipulation where he will not get his rematch against Damian if he loses. So he didn't win, so he's not going to get a rematch. Although he wasn't involved in it at all, and then Drew McIntyre came in, and CM Punk left Drew McIntyre for Damian to pin easily while Seth was nowhere to be seen. And then Seth went to CM Punk pissed off. Kayfabe-wise, like in the story, do you think that makes sense? By the way, that Seth is mad at Punk for this? Like, what could Punk have done? Punk had to get involved in this and stop Drew from winning. What should he have done? Like, let them all fight fair and make sure that this ends up being a fair fight. Like, he didn't have time to think about Seth Rollins here. You know?
Yeah, I guess Seth. I guess the only thing he could have done is make sure that Seth is the winner and not Damian. But why should he
doesn't like Seth either? Yeah, they don't like each other either. Why should he help out Seth?
Who cares about Seth? No, but the thing is, look, I'm a fan of Seth Rollins as far as the worker, the character. I think all of us across the board that kind of that are do this podcast say that we really hate the Messiah, whatever is his whole character. It's not the Messiah, but what does he call himself? The
Monday Night Rollins.
Well, yeah, no, I know he says that, but he says a whole bunch of other stuff.
The visionary.
The visionary, yeah, all that crap that he says.
I don't know, yeah. But okay, well, can you grade the angle, though? I know you don't like Rollins, but okay, the angle is Seth Rollins being pissed off at Punk post-match.
Oh, that, I'm indifferent because I don't care if Seth Rollins is pissed off or not. Because I appreciate everything that he did for that WrestleMania. I thought he was like that, but I was kind of happy though after that he hasn't been involved in a lot of this stuff. To be honest with you, like I said, if he wants to do this kind of dumb gimmick that he's doing, that's his business. But I was kind of happy that he was actually out injured for a little while. It was good to kind of not hear his cackling voice and that stupid music that the fans consistently sing along to. So. I'm gonna say no stars. Don't care.
No thumbs up. Indifferent.
Indifferent. To the side. That's indifferent. Yes, indifferent.
Yes, that's our indifferent. Okay, I got you. I think it's good. I think it's good long-term storytelling because obviously Punk and Seth Rollins are gonna fight at some point. So It cost him his opportunity to challenge again for the title, and he's mad about it. And he yelled at Punk. I just don't think it really made sense. I just think it was just a disappointing thing that happened. This would have been a completely different match, by the way, if this match was on before the men's Money in the Bank match. Like the fact that the men's Money in the Bank match was first and there was a briefcase hanging over this match completely changed the match.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, all right. So that's the Seth Rollins aspect of it.